And recording. So I'm in a very particular kind of mood tonight. Almost lost my voice there. I kind of just want to hear something not necessarily as aggressive or as dark as they usually go. And I actually got back from the gym a couple hours ago. There's a band that pops up on my Pandora station from time to time. When I go to the gym, I have it set to Gojira, and a thumbs up to curate, depending on what comes up. But there has been two or three occasions where a band called Pelican has come up on the playlist, and it's very sort of meditative, very grungy. The songs I've heard have been instrumental. Uh, so I don't know necessarily if the band itself is completely always instrumental or if the couple I've heard just happen to be that way. But because I'm in a certain mood, I went ahead and just looked up the band on YouTube. And I found the last official video that they put out based off right here. Pelican, subscribe, yay! This is 4.5 minutes, and it's called Lost in the Headlights, which the name doesn't sound familiar, so I'm pretty sure I have not heard this one. And go! Gonna stop it there because it's roughly the halfway point, a little bit past it. This is much different from the ones I've heard before, and it would make sense then because if they were on a playlist with Gojira, uh, the songs that came up would have a slightly different sound than this. Uh, those others that I heard, again, names escape me because I'm at the gym. I'm not necessarily always looking at my phone to check. But the ones I heard were more like you. The riffs were able to breathe a little more. So like there'd be strums and the notes would be held out longer. It was creating more of a mood. With this one, this particular track, it seems like they're jumping from riff to riff to riff to riff, um, just like pa 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 pa. Different time signatures. It sort of just jumps into it, which is interesting. So far, this is giving me more of like a rock vibe than a metal vibe. So it sounds like they could do a couple different things. And also, this is 2023. So albums vary. From album to album, the sound is going to be a little different. I do enjoy the sound of the bass of this. Drum beat's pretty straightforward. Distortion kind of makes me think of like the Hives, like what is it, mid? No, like the 2010s or like the late aughts. I think when there was that yeah, there was a bunch of bands that had like kind of a garage rock kind of sound, and that's kind of what I'm getting from this right now, which is interesting. Let's backtrack just a little. Not quite what I was expecting. Still good. Go. I like this. That was interesting. That second half was closer to the sound I'm more familiar with. Let's get rid of that. I also like how the song sort of broke there in the middle, where it became sort of more melodic. Like even just the distortion, the sound of the guitar started to sound like pretty different, and I enjoyed the second half a lot more than the first half. First half I think was more frenetic. And it's interesting too because in the narrative of the video, the first half was kind of like in the woods, and then second half they're in the city. So it would seem like generally speaking, like if you're in the woods, it's more serene, it's more peaceful, and in the city, like it's constant noise, cars, traffic, just constant sounds and loud noises. So you would think it would be flipped narratively to have the frenetic sound in the city and that more tranquil part in the forest. But it's interesting. I dig the sound a lot. Again, the second half, I dug more. I think the way the riffs were kind of like switching into each other in the beginning was a little jarring initially, but when it was towards the end there, one of the riffs came back and it was more expanded, and it was able to sound actually a lot fuller because of what the drumming was doing at that point. So it like transitioned really well back into that original sort of riff. Obviously, no lyrics, so I'm guessing they are primarily a band that doesn't have any vocals, which is cool. You love to see it, and it's also nice to be able to add to the list. Like if you're just cleaning around the house or you just want to chill out, sometimes it's better to just have like music that you could just have on in the background. I enjoyed it. Again, not as dark, dank, or grungy as I'm familiar with, because I'm generally hearing like chugs and like what song did I hear? I wish I could remember the name, but yeah, this is interesting. I want to hear more. I'm assuming the songs that I previously heard on the Pandora station are probably older, and this is more recent. So it's nice to see the differences in sound and what they're capable of doing. But yeah, at some point, I have to do more of a deep dive. Um, Again, when I hear it on a playlist in the gym, don't really pay too much attention to it, but it's cool to listen to. I like it, and yeah, I'll get back to them, I think.